IG comes and starts right now. And moving right on into the draft, we can see, per usual, we're just about halfway through. And per usual in the East, oh, look, it's these heroes again, Trout. Same picks, same bands, although we do see a bristleback ban on DK, so I'll at least give them credit for that. Something a little outside of the norm. Outside of that, yeah, the Void, the Bat ban, the Viper ban, the Morphling ban, the Brewmaster ban, the Death Prophet ban, and then the picks of the Ogre Magi, the Razor, the Tidehunter, and the Skywrath Mage. Well, you can't say that they don't play it well, but they certainly don't have as much variety in the East as they do in the West.
Yeah, that's for certain. More of the same, but just kind of each team juggling between what they want. Lycan is here for Invictus Gaming. Wouldn't be surprised to see either Ancient Apparition or Venge picked up on one of these two teams. And Invoker actually picked up for DK. CTY is a pretty accomplished Evoker player, as we've seen from him before. But yeah, as far as supports, especially for the Invictus Gaming, I think the Vengeful Spirit could be good to swap out from the Tidehunter Ravage, to swap out from the Ultimate from Skywrath, and it's just one support that's been given a lot of attention in the Eastern scene.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, basically anything that's given a little bit of attention in the Eastern scene seems to get a whole lot of it. The Venge, as you mentioned, is still available. But honestly, their meta is beginning to become a little bit predictable. They tend to draft mostly, at least from what we've seen in D2L play, for tanky heroes that want to fight early and have burst potential. Like, that's basically their whole draft. You know, you have initiators like Tidehunter that make it in, Earthshaker occasionally will make it in. But yeah, now the Jakiro, another tanky support that wants to fight early, that can pressure towers early, works extremely well with Lycan and with Razor. These are three heroes that will just run at a tower and demolish it in no time. And the Ogre Magi and the Jakiro, I love that pairing because you can do so much with them. Like, depending on what they want to show us, we only see one support right now that we can rely on, which is Skywrath Mage on the side of DK. But if they just wanted to take what they have right now and were willing to give Lycan either mid or a solo safe, they can then run a Jakiro, Ogre Magi, Razor, aggressive tri-lane, and Skywrath Mage is going to die to that if he's caught out of position at all. And of course, they can shore that up with their last two picks. But it's this kind of flexibility and versatility that makes these players and these teams prioritize these kinds of heroes.
Well, there's something a little bit new coming out of DK is the Anti-Mage pickup. Didn't expect that one coming when they have... I mean, I guess they have the three other heroes that they have, which is the Invoker, Skywrath, Tidehunter. They all like to fight, and they can fight relatively early. Like, Invoker can fight, especially if he's Quas-Wex, can fight very, very early. Skywrath, no question there. It's also very good support to protect the Anti-Mage in lane. They haven't necessarily shown from IG what they're going to run as an off-lane. It could be a Jakiro, could be something else in the last pick that they're not showing. So they don't really know. So they need to make sure they have that good support coming out from them just so they can protect the Anti-Mage. And the good thing about Anti-Mage, he's actually deceptively good in lane. People, there's like this stigma about him. He's just crap, takes forever to come online. That is very true to an extent, but he's also not too bad in lane. Like, if you have any kind of slow or any kind of stun, like from range, Anti-Mage can blink in, and if he doesn't get the kill, at the very least harasses him out of lane with the mana burn. So it's actually deceptively good.
I completely agree with you. It's, you know, there are just some heroes, and we've talked about it in different laning situations before. There are some heroes that feel really crappy if you take a passive approach, but if you just say, I'm going to man up and you're going to fight me one way or the other, and I'm going to play on top of you, they can just suddenly run you out of lane, and you wonder where all your regen went and why you have no mana. And Anti-Mage is exactly an example of that. Like, if you just want to come to lane, be babysat, and kind of hang around and then run forward, get a last hit, take 2 or 3 auto attacks and harassment, then fall back, you're going to get whittled down. You're going to feel weak in lane. But if you want to, and as you said, especially with a hero like a Skywrath who can spam already, who can keep heroes relatively low, and who has a very nice slow, Anti-Mage can just man up early on, try to get an early poor man's, an early set of brown boots, and it's really hard to deal with that unless you are really well equipped.
Yeah, another hero that's really good is like Crystal Maiden. It's another hero that has good damage to his slow. It's AoE, relatively low cooldown, low mana cost. Rubik is actually the last pick up here for IG, so that's probably going to be Chuan's hero. That tells me it is going to be a core Jakiro. Probably in the off lane. They could go aggressive with it, like Jakiro, Rubik, Ogre. Have Lycan solo mid, and then Razor solo bottom, presumably against the Tidehunter. That would work quite nicely, and that's probably what they're going to do.
Yep. I was actually thinking the same thing. As soon as the Rubik came out, that's a really nice lane to just wear a Tidehunter out. And again, any aggressive tri-lane with a Jakiro at the front of it has a twofold advantage. Being able to wear down supports, and obviously Tide's a little tankier in that. but you'll be able to wear him down with Liquid Fire. But more importantly, if you get him back and to the point he can't really contest the lane, you can just slowly take a tier 1 down. It's not even that slow. You're talking 3-4 waves at most if you've got some auto attack damage in your lane as well. And you can wear that tier 1 down and force a reaction, break apart the laning phase, or just take the tower and then rotate elsewhere, because by that point you would think you would have a favorable one-on-one. So the draft does complete for DK, though. They grabbed themselves a Lich. Lich is fun here. Lich is an interesting pick, I think.
Yeah, I like it a lot, actually. And I hope that DK does this. I think if they did like Lich Anti-Mage off lane, Skywrath Tidehunter top, and just did some dual lanes with Invoker mid, it would be really, really effective, because even if they did a dual lane, or if they did a tri-lane bottom to combat that, if DK rushes bottom to place a ward, maybe 2 to make sure that they block the pole camps, and Lich is down there, they will always have proper creep equilibrium. There's nothing that they can do, unless, of course, they counter the ward. Nope, they're not going to do that, though, so I'm just not even going to talk about that. But if they did that, I think it would have been pretty nice, because an aggressive tri-lane, I don't think could really kill a Skywrath Tide. But yeah, again, I'm going to shut up, because it is going to be Anti-Mage top. He's actually rushing top with a ward. Hasn't bought any items just yet, so he's bought something on the courier. Let's see. Wait, no?
I'm going to reconnect real quick, so
sure.
Go ahead and do Radio Dodo.
Okay, yeah, Anti-Mage is running up there. They bought 2 couriers!
They definitely did. Before I'm going to show this I'm going to show this real quick before I reconnect. Look, there's 1 and there's 2. So, all right, I'll be right. All right, go ahead.
We'll just call it tactical Doto. So Anti-Mage can use his own courier. Yeah, that's what it is, right? Of course. Bottom lane, they're putting possible aggression onto June, who went boots first onto the Razor bottom. A sentry actually in the lane, but it's not going to find a lane ward. Starting off is Chizbug with boots of his own on the Ogre. He's sitting all the way up top, hiding in the trees next to the secret shop. Luo, I think everyone has boots. 3 heroes on IG actually have boots. So yeah, and Luo is top. He's camping the rune. June is bottom, camping the bottom rune. IG is going to get both runes, and DK is not going to get any. Kind of unfortunate there. They did get a counter ward down. Chuan did to... Actually, it's in range to get the pull ward, but they won't see it just now. They're going to have to actually eat that tree, and he'll spot it out soon after he realizes, all right, he's actually going to check right now. Yep, he found it. So nice job by Chuan. Only problem is, if they do kind of fight him bottom, he actually has no stat items whatsoever and only 2 tangos. That is it.
Alrighty, I am back, and looks like I missed a lot of sentry placement.
Yeah.
Yep, and the creeps do spawn, so looks like they found whatever ward they were looking for. And down at bottom, I'm sure you've already covered this, Chuan and June going to be on the Razor, and mid it's going to be Ferrari on our Lycan. Up at top, it will be another duel lane with Chizbug and our Jakiro up against XBG, who's going to be on the Skywrath Mage. Going to be CTY farming the Invoker up in the duel lane. Black Z even, who we've seen him play Tide before. He's going to be going toe-to-toe with the Lycan. That's a good anticipation of that lane, putting himself in a real nice position, and he will be able to rotate out if they want to catch someone up. Then, Dreamy You on the Anti-Mage, and Cold Snap on the appropriately selected for his name, Lich.
Yeah, they actually did do lanes similar to what I thought would be effective. They did Lich Anti-Mage bottom. They put Tide in mid, actually, and this makes a little bit more sense, I guess, just because I've talked so much about how good Tide is against specifically Lycan. The Wolves just get destroyed because of the physical damage from Anchor Smash, so... In that sense, the lanes are, I guess, a little bit better. The only thing I worry is that Invoker's not the strongest in a dual lane situation. Actually, they're putting a lot of pressure onto XPG. There's a stun up from the Ogre in 2 seconds. I think he's going to fall, actually.
Yep, they're going to give it a shot. There's going to be the dual breath. CTY comes over. What the hell is he going to do? There it is, first blood. And what were we saying about tanky supports who don't really care to take damage? Like, these two just rushed through creeps. They rushed through, took auto-attack damage, put themselves in tower range, and it didn't matter. They're just so damn survivable, so tanky, and so good together that they draw an easy first blood without much effort.
Yeah, I wonder why he was running so far away from Invoker. Like, maybe... I didn't see the beginning of it, so I don't know for sure.
In the beginning, he was standing here doing his thing with the creep camp, and Ogre came here. Fire blasted him right about there, and he just took off running this way. They chased him all the way through, then up and around, and he came back to the tower, and that's where you caught on.
Yeah, I wonder why he didn't just go that way. I don't know, but... Like, if he already took the nukes, and just going this way seems kind of weird to me. Anyway. Unfortunately, he dies, and that's a good pickup gold for Chizbug. Action onto CTY. A lot of damage. He can go Ghost Walk if he wants to, and he will.
He's going to have to. I don't think there's any want to it. He was dead if he didn't. And, I mean, just looking at these lanes, man, like, this is... Jakiro's such a good hero. Like, I just love him. Like, he can do anything you need him to. And in this case, he is just dominating these two. I mean, the regen built into the Quas Wex build of CTY will help out some, but you can see Skywrath has to play so passively. And down at bottom, they're actually doing a pretty damn good job of keeping Dreamy U from getting a whole lot. June's not farming as well as I would have thought, though. He's sitting now at 9 CS to the 6 of the Anti-Mage. Would have thought he'd be a little bit higher.
Yeah, he went boots first, so his damage isn't very high, but it's good that they're shutting down Anti-Mage. The thing I am scared, though, for DK is that it's like, yeah, the laning phase might be kind of a wash. They might be doing not too bad in their lanes, but once IG gets core items and they start grouping up, who defends? The only hero that can defend is Invoker. And maybe the Tide when Tide gets a blink, but Anti-Mage can't defend, Lich can't defend, Skywrath is really bad defending.
Cold Snap taking a little bit of right click, and June might kill him. Yeah, they get the kill with the Plasma Field. As Chuan got the lift just as he popped the static link, sucked enough damage, and suddenly 2-0 IG. And I think IG is just flat winning the laning phase, man. I don't think this is going to be much of a wash. Like, this is looking good in both lanes.
Yeah, it's not looking too good in the laning phase. And again, I think the point still stands is that DK is going to have a lot of trouble once they start grouping up. Like, once Luo gets level 5 and they just start going together with the Lycan Wolves or even split pushing, like, I just don't think they have any business defending.
It is worth mentioning that this is tantamount to an elimination match for DK. If they... hang on. XBG. Yeah, they're just going to kill him. They can't possibly output enough damage to kill either of these heroes. And CTY even contributed with a Cold Snap that time. Like, they just don't have enough damage to bring one of them down when they focus fire him. And look at this. And Racer's going to get another kill down at bottom while I'm watching the Do-si-do here. And there's going to be another pop of Liquid Fire. He's just being worn to nothing.
Yeah, and I don't think he has... Yeah, he's all out of regen. His only regen is the 2 into Quas, which he might have to pump a third one in. Nope, he actually goes Wex. Okay, so his regen isn't going to be that high. And, yeah, the Tide isn't even doing that much better than the Lycan. Like, Lycan's hitting some CS, going into the jungle when he can't farm. And he's got some... Yeah, he's got 25 to the 28 of Tide. So he's not even doing that much better in mid. And that's the lane they really needed to win, too.
Well, the big issue is, and you've talked about this in other situations, Radiant side has just much easier access to their jungle, much quicker access. So Ferrari just comes up and goes, no, I don't need to sit and get anchor smashed and not be able to CS. I'll just go jungle really fast because I'm level 6 already. And that's what he's been doing. That's why he has as many CS as he does. And Tide is tops on the board, so you got to give him credit for that. But just look how much longer and how much more arduous a journey this is into the jungle for Black Z. He's going to go and he's going to try to stack, and then he's going to come back and anchor smash. But the Lycan is going to make good use of this, and we actually see Dreamy U just abandoning that bottom lane. Probably the right call.
Yep, let Tide just go farm the jungle and let Dreamy U in mid. And he's not going to really die or take too much pressure from the Lycan, so... Although I say that, but Lycan's level 7 now, and his wolves actually do a lot of damage, so... Maybe he can force him out of the lane, but for now, Lycan's just bouncing back and forth between mid and that small camp like we've seen. And yeah, he's going to have a lot of CS in the early Vlads. He went for a bottle first. Something else in the courier, Tapassi. So yep, going to go for Vlads.
I like what they're doing up here with... Oh, is he going to leave? I was just about to say I like what they're doing with the Tide, because it looked like they were going to come up here, wait a bit, try to get the lane sucked back, and then they were going to try to turn this lane around with a Ravage and maybe be able to pick off one, if not two. But nope, he's just going right on back to the jungle. And... he's got his arc boots up, and he's got he's about a quarter way, not quite there, about a fifth of the way towards his blink, so his progress is solid. Dreamy U's got a lot of ground to make up, though, as does CTY, as a matter of fact. Yeah, there is one okay thing with the Anti-Mage pick, is that if they weren't planning on defending anyway and contesting the tower push, which it's going to come in like 5 minutes, I'm feeling it. Like, Vlad's is going to come up, Luo's going to be level 7 pretty soon, and then the push is just going to be inevitable. So if DK was already planning on like not drafting heroes that could fight this early, then it's okay to go greedy and just say, okay, we're not defending anyway, so why not pick someone that's going to maximize the farm while not defending, like Anti-Mage. Like I see where they're coming from with that. Yeah, is it a good idea, though? I mean...
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think so, but I'm just trying to justify maybe what they're thinking.
It's basically... Oh, here might be a nice attempt. Yeah, they should get him. Nope, never mind. Chizbug's there with the Fire Blast. The EMP barely catches the Jakiro. He will be caught with the Tornado. Chuan's going to be there. He's going to survive with 52 HP. And Skywrath's already dropped. CTY doesn't have Ghost Walk. And, yeah, hasn't invoked it yet. He's dead. 6-0, just like that. And this, I like this IG team compared to what we've been seeing out of them. We have been seeing some lackluster performances. This time, though, just outclassing their opponent.
Dreamy U does get the snipe in the backfield on Luo. So nice little pick off from him, but he's suffering with 24 CS, which is actually the same as their safe lane invoker. I've been seeing a lot of safe lane Quas Wex invokers, not just in this series, but other ones too. EG's done it. It was actually really effective that game, but for a number of other reasons. But yeah, it's not going too good here at all for TK.
Beginning to get some connection issues again, so I may have to reconnect. We'll wait until this action abates. Yeah, I'm on a slideshow. Cast it.
All right, the Ravage comes, but it actually doesn't get the kill on the Ogre. In the meantime, Luo is bottom. Gets a kill with the assistance of June on to the Lich and the tower kill. In the meantime, Vlad's is coming out for Ferrari 430. This is just a stomp, like very early on. 7-1 hero kill lead. The only spell that they had to really take a team fight was the Ravage. It was used, not even getting a kill, and he actually almost died after that too. So not too good. Are you still disconnecting the game and then coming back?
Yeah, I'm reconnecting.
Okay,
now.
Just so I know. Yeah, but CTY is going to try to rush on Orchids, but it's going to be very, very delayed. Like, I've seen this safe lane invoker go Quas Wex before, and I think a normal timing, what you want to have to justify going Quas Wex, is like 10 minutes, 11 minutes, just straight phase Orchids. That's it. And it's very, very delayed now, because he's only sitting at 34 CS at 10 minutes, which is not where you want to be. You want to be around like 75 or 70.
And he's given up deaths as well. I'm just now still trying to reconnect, so you can continue.
Okay.
Just wanted to contribute so people knew there was another voice.
And yep, here comes more push. Luo just chunking the mid tower with level 4 liquid fire. Yep, does it again. It's funny because the cooldown is actually less than the duration. It's kind of funny how it overlaps right there.
Oh, I know. Well, I think it's just the hero needs to be like. I'm getting to the point where I honestly think he's a little OP, like legitimately. That's not a term I use much. But he's just so good in so many ways. And it's hard to believe because, you know, he got buffed up some, but he just kind of sat and was like, yeah, Pocket Jakiro pick. Now he's picked all the time.
It's just the liquid fire. I think they need to put mana cost on it or something. Like his other abilities don't really cost that much mana anyway compared to what his mana pool is. He's got 700 mana. 750 mana with the Staff of Wizardry, but... yeah, still chunking that tower. They actually smoked into Roshan with Ferrari. He had a double damage. Faded just as he went in there, though, so I still don't think they know. Even if they didn't smoke, they wouldn't have known because they actually have no wards around the area. Oh, Chizbug tried to get the stun on the Skywrath. He's going to try it onto the Anti-Mage instead. Anti-Mage blinks in, but they're going to pursue this.
Yep, they've got him. He can blink in 1 second. They got to lift. They don't have the damage. He's out.
Or what?
Maybe.
What?
He's still cold snap? No, yeah, blink. Yeah, he's stuck again. Chizbug's going to find him. Oh! It is so close. In the meantime, Lycan brings down Roshan. And this tier 1 not going to be standing for long as it only has 220.
Chuan, no, he blinked to the right side. Oh, yeah, by the way, their tier 2 is right there. That's dead. I didn't even know that.
Oh, hi, tier 2.
Yeah, that's bad on me, but my god, that's very fast.
Yeah. Well, this is what we expected. And this is, you know, before I had to reconnect, that's kind of what the discussion we were having is, oh, you want to go greedy because we expect them to push and we're just not going to try to defend that much. Well, that means you better greed good, and you better not have an Anti-Mage who is below the bottom, who is in the bottom half of the CS chart, or it's just not going to work. Up at top, we're going to have Luo in some trouble. Spotted, but wow, CTY just shanked his Tornado EMP combo, and Luo gives him a parting gift of a dual breath. So things just continue to get worse and worse for DK. They just can't seem to get anything going, man. Like they can't. They can't. Usually, even by now. Wow, Courier just died. Where did that happen?
My guess is from Lycan somewhere in mid, but
nope, right here.
Oh, what's it? How's it dying there? Razor, perhaps? I don't know.
I could tell you. I'm gonna guess so. But at any rate, I think the point is made. DK is hurting. Holy crap! Look at the net worth chart. They're behind 10,000 gold at 13 minutes. This is like TI4 stuff. This is like back when you could push towers and make everyone on your team rich if you just pushed a bunch of towers early. They're that far ahead, but the problem is it's almost all from efficiency. Towers help, but the efficiency and just how much they've shut DK down is really the big contributing factor.
Yep, and Ferrari 430 has an Invis, and the Aegis, they can just 5-man. And this is a 4 protect 1 for Anti-Mage. I know, never mind, he's actually coming top. So he wants to get in the action. He's 2-0-2, he's got 1 level of the Bloodlust. And Yules with 1,400 gold up onto Luo.
No blink on Black Z either, he's going mech. I hate that. You already have so little defense, and now the one hero you could rely on to maybe be a little scary near a tower has no capability to do so. And yeah, like they all stood around, and they're like, well, we can't fight. No blink. And then they run away. And IG, I think, can really run to the Ancient right now.
I agree.
Like, I seriously think they could stay in this top lane and end the game at the Ancient in about 5 minutes.
I do understand him not wanting to get blink, though, because, like, I don't think that they have any sort of damage, even if he does blink in and go. I think the only absolute shot they have is IG starts diving their tier 4s, and then he turns it with, like, a mech and then a big EMP tornado or something. But, yeah, no, this game was over. Like, I'm not usually one to call it early, but there's nothing that they can
just
do.
Killed the Anti-Mage. Like, the one hero that maybe you could get something going with just died again. Like, where are we standing? Like, that's only Anti-Mage's first step. They didn't get him the first time, so... But, yeah, Chuan is playing with a vengeance, man. He played awful the last time we saw IG in action, and there's another kill just because that's what you do. You just get kills with everyone. But he played awful the last time we saw them in action, and today this is the Chuan I think everyone expects when they read his name on the roster.
Yep, he's got a Ghost Walk. I love watching Rubik players that are really fast with their spell stealing and on top of their game. He's going to find Invoker. He's not going to find Invoker. He's going to go top. And I agree. I actually think they could literally just go throne it. Like, hit the tier 3 tower, kill it, and don't even hit the Rags, and just throne it 15 minutes right in front of their faces.
If they just wait for, like, another 400 gold on Ferrari, he'll have a beak. Oh, jeez. If they just wait for another 400 gold, and like, basically this tower, Ferrari's going to have a BKB, and they will literally not be able to kill him. He could stand still, and they would not be able to kill him for a long time. Black Z dead, never got Ravage off. Double kill for Ferrari. He's going to die. Oh, my God.
Call it, man. This is brutal.
I think we're done.
Path into Macro Pyre into everything. Luo might die here. He will die, and GG.
There it is. Well, without a doubt, the biggest stomp we have seen in D2L Eastern play to date. And I just realized that, whatever. The overlay wasn't properly where it should be because I hit the wrong button. But it doesn't matter because this game's completely over. Like, it is completely done. And, yeah, that wasn't even close. 15 minutes. 15 minutes and 52 seconds, all the time it took for Invictus Gaming to net a win against Team DK. And I don't even know, man. Like, it is so ugly that there's not even a recap. I mean, we can say this. Do you think it came down to the draft, or do you think it came down to something else?
Draft, 100%.
Just draft?
Draft was awful by DK. Draft was awful. If you can't dodge that. Like, you can't afford to dodge THD and Lycan and think that you're going to win with all your towers down and you not having any with your Battle Fury Anti-Mage. You can't dodge that. It was just a misdraft.
Well, I don't know that I need to recap a whole lot. I think we're solid. Great win for IG, and they look back in form. Now just one win away from knocking DK out of playoff contention. And IG sitting right at the bottom of that playoff bubble. So DK, if they want to get it together and have a shot at Vegas, they got to do it right here and right now. They have run out of time. Their back is against the wall, and it is midnight hour. Meanwhile, IG with the win in this series dramatically improves their chances, at least for a playoff berth, and perhaps more. If they can continue to play this well,